Hi everyone, Stacy here from Dies to Die For. Welcome to Thursday night's card making video. My P's popping up a little, sorry. Tonight we're going to make a shaker card. This was my first attempt at ever making a shaker card, so bear with me, it was kind of fun. But if I mess up, just forgive me, it was my first time. Okay, let's grab our pieces. I'll show you what I did with all of these. First, I used our largest wood frame and cut that out in white. And then make sure that you keep the inside of that, because you're going to, sorry, let me get all my pieces together. You're gonna take the inside of it, ink it in red, and I inked around the frame in red too. So we're making a graduation card and our school colors here are red, white, and black. So we're going to do it for our school colors. And obviously you can change it up for whatever school colors you want. Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you I cut out another piece of white that was just smaller than my frame, to be able to mount everything on. And you don't have to get this piece perfectly centered because you can trim the sides off. It's just something for you to mount this piece on. Okay. Then I took 2 black and 1 red of our crepe paper. This is our brand new crepe paper border that will be available on April 1st. Unless you buy the kit for the volume April event, you can get these in that kit right now, but individually they won't be on sale until April 1st. I'm gonna put some glue on the back of my crepe paper pieces. And I love this crepe paper die. This is one that I've had it designed for a long time, but Christmas and fall dies kind of got in the way, so I had to wait to release it. But April 1st is the time to release it. Okay. When I made it, I wasn't really thinking about it for graduation time, but once I got it in, I realized how perfect it was with our graduation dies. Now you want to cut the ends off. Didn't really cut that straight, but you want to get them kind of flush to this part. You could even put everything down on this first and then glue it to the back white piece. That's what I did on this. But you don't really want it hanging over, because when you put your shaker, when you adhere your foam down, you don't want anything in the way of that foam so it gets a good seal. I'm going to put my 2 black pieces down first. One right there, and I got glue all over it, and then put my red on top. Cut that little end off. Put it just like that. There we go. Now we're going to play with the streamers again that we did on Tuesday. Where are you, little streamers? I'm looking for a black one and a red one. And in case you didn't guess, I'm pre-recording again, and I'm still trying to hurry and get through this week's videos before Janetta gets here, but I just heard her, so. We need one more red. And then one more shorter black, I believe. Then glue them down. Trim that one off. Okay. And these are all a little bit too long, so I'm trimming them up a little so they don't interfere with the words. And just put 5 of them across the top. Okay, now for the words. I used our congrats and grad dies right here. And then I wanted to use the congrats word, but it was a little bit too long. So I just did some word surgery. And cut off the con and put the grads down here, or grad. And then cut off the S. Like that. We're going to glue those down. And the words, I'm trying to keep them up high enough so when you fill the card with beads, you can still see the words. And if you just put glue on here, you want to let it dry good before you put your beads in so your beads aren't sticking to the glue. That's why I have this one already pre-made. Okay, there's the inside of your shaker box. Now I'm going to go to the one that's already good and dry. Get my little pieces off of here. I cut out the smallest piece on our grad cap set right here, and then this piece on our diploma, and then I made these little pieces for the inside of the shaker, but you want to make sure that they're all facing up. Then I took 2 shiny pieces of paper, a black and a red, and I just took a hole punch and I glued them together, sorry. Punched out a whole bunch of holes and put them in my shaker card. Okay, let me show you what I did with the shaker. We did the frame. And then I already have this one put together, obviously, so I'm just going to show you the steps and not actually put this second one together. So I had the frame, then I had my piece of acetate that I cut just smaller than my frame. I can get the blue lining off. There we go. You're gonna put glue around the frame and put this down. And then on top of that, right at the very edge of the frame, you're gonna take foam tape, whatever thickness you want. I actually didn't have the thickness I wanted at home, so I did 2 layers, but put it all the way around the edges and make sure that they're butted up really close together so nothing can sneak out. And then on this shaker card that I've already completed, I actually took a little glue and put them in the very corners so there was no chance. I'll show you real quick. Kind of like that, no chance that anything was going to sneak through those little cracks. Okay, set that aside. Now, wipe that glue out because we don't want that sticking to all of our beads. Take my foam tape off and get everything ready to pour my beads in. I am going to use some micro beads from Finnabar. I know I was going to use some glitter, but one of my design team members told me that seed beads work better. So, and this is what I could find in my stash at home. And then my daughter thought that we needed a little more sparkle, so we used some of the Pink Fresh Jewels on this shaker card that I have all ready for our slimline card. So we're going to put a few of these little jewels in here. Not many, just a few. All right, now comes the fun part. When you put these beads in here, you do not want to bump it or hit the table or anything at all. So you have to do it rather quickly. Otherwise, they make a huge mess. I'm gonna scatter some of these pieces and make kind of a little well to pour them into. See, they're already going all over. And I just put a cap full of them in there. You don't need very many. This plastic's kind of messy, but there's a hair stuck to it I'm trying to get off. Oh, darn it. There we go. Okay, then you have your foam tape. Like I said, this was just my first attempt at this, so it looks a little messy. Put that foam tape right at the edge of that inside mat. Make sure it's stuck down really good. Shake all those pieces down to the bottom. And with the Pink Fresh Jewels, I used the smallest sizes so they wouldn't get stuck in there. There you go. There's your shaker part of your card. Trim that edge off. And then to make this into an A2 card, I don't see that I brought another black card base with me. All you do is glue it on to a black or a red, whatever color card base you want to use. We'll just use this white one and pretend like nope, that's too small. There we go. We'll use this pearly one and pretend like we glued it on. Here we go. Then to dress the outside of the shaker card up a little, or the shaker box up a little bit, I took the 2021 word or letters, numbers, sorry, and I glued them on. Then I wanted to make the streamers look a little three-dimensional. So let me see if I have another red. Not liking any of those. Let's see. How about this one? I'm going to take a red piece of the streamer and put it on the outside of the shaker card. And for my A2 sample, I didn't use, I keep calling this a streamer, it's a crepe paper. So I did not use the crepe paper for my A2 card, I just used some streamers, but for my shaker box I already have ready for our slimline, I did use the crepe paper. I think just with this on the outside, it gives it a little more dimension. I have little micro beads rolling all over here. Okay, come on. Then I'm gonna take a few more streamers and put them in between the streamers in the background. But this time I'm gonna use 2 whites, a red, and a black. And I did cut those off a little bit so they're not so long. Let's see, we need our red. Come here, red. And with this acetate, it's really, you can see mine's a big old mess, but it's really important just to use a little bit of glue so it doesn't get all over, because it will definitely show on this acetate. You can go back and scrape it a little and clean it up. Just don't scrape it too hard because you don't want to scratch the acetate. Okay, I need one more. We'll use this really short little one. Put that one right there. See, I just got glue all over again. Turn it. I'll get better at it, right? There's our very messy A2 shaker box card, but you're done with that. And then the only inking we did in this was the red around the frame and the red around the inside piece. So we'll set those aside. And then I'll show you my slimline, which I already have most of this done today. I did my shaker card the same way that I just showed you. And then I backed it with a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 red. So I'm gonna take that and get that centered. Or as centered as I can. And if you don't want it centered, you can move it more towards the top and bottom and still do about the same thing with it. I'm gonna put streamers up here and down here. If you put it towards the top and bottom, you just would concentrate all of the streamers on the opposite end. Okay, And my card base for this slimline is a little bit wider. I made it 4 1/4 so that I could put the mat for this right on it. Then I'm going to take some white and red crepe paper pieces. Just a couple of them. And just glue them right down. So let's do that, and then we'll call our slimline card finished. There's so much into these shaker cards that you really don't have to add a whole lot more to, or so much into the shaker box part that you don't really have to add a whole lot more to the card part. Just a few accents here and there. Cross these over each other a little. And then this would be a fun card you could do for a wedding also. Just replace the colors with whatever colors are in the wedding, and maybe put the husband and wife or whatever one of our wedding words in the center, and I don't know, maybe cut out little hearts for the fill inside of the shaker box. Would be a fun wedding, or a fun kid's birthday card. Trust me, kids would like this because my kids have been playing with my shaker boxes all weekend. And they keep saying, we want one. So I told them, cut out the pieces and make your own. Like any good mom would do. Nobody has made one yet. Okay. There we go for our slimline card. And we won't show you the one I just made. We'll show you the one I already had pre-made. There you go. Hope you enjoyed watching and seeing another sneak peek of some of the new dies that will be released on April 1st. We have the crepe paper and the streamers. Those will be brand new, and we will see you again next week, Tuesday, for another card making video. Next week, maybe we'll work on spring, like I said this week. Have a great day.